Most folks, they go a-fishing for a fish, but in this story, Peter went fishing for a little miracle.
Hi, kiddo. I'm Grandma Goodie, and I'm here to tell you a Bible story. And in case you can't tell from how I'm dressed up, this story has something to do with going fishing. You see my sign right there? It says, "Gone fishing. Catch you later." Anyway, I don't know if you like to go fishing, but there's a lot of fun ways you can go fish. This story starts out back in the land of Israel, and it was in the time when Jesus had been preaching and moving around and doing all kinds of miracles for over 3 years. Peter, which was Jesus' friend and disciple, and Jesus had just gotten back from an exciting trip. And on this trip, they had gone way up on a mountain. And when they was up on the mountain, something amazing happened. Jesus turned all shiny. He just shined like with the light of heaven, brighter than the sun. His clothes turned all white. He was like a superhero. Peter saw this. It was amazing. It was like heaven opened up. So that was very exciting. And then as they were coming down that mountain on their way home, there were some people who needed help, and there were some big miracles. And then Jesus told them kind of some scary news, that he was going to get arrested and that he was going to be killed, and that on the third day he was going to rise from the dead. So all this is going on in Peter's head as they arrive back home around to the Sea of Galilee. And they got to the little village called Capernaum. And Jesus went on in the house. Before Peter could even get in the door, this man walks up to him, and he was a tax collector. Now, a tax is when the government says you have to give them money or you're going to get in trouble. And so this man, he says to Peter, "Hey, doesn't your teacher teach you got to pay your taxes, and doesn't he pay his taxes?" And Peter said, "Yes, he pays his taxes." And here Peter has a problem now. He gets home and remembers he didn't pay his taxes, and he hasn't been working, so he doesn't have money. What's he gonna do? And like when you have a problem, do you ever think, "Oh, I might pray and ask God to help me with that," but then you think, "No, he's got all the big glorious things going on," or he's dealing with some really, really big problems like Jesus told Peter about. And so sometimes we feel like our problems, even though they're big to us, are too little to bother God with. And so Peter walks in the house. As soon as he got in the door, before he said a word, Jesus said to him, "Hey, Peter, about those taxes." And then he said, "Do you think it's really fair that we should have to pay those taxes?" And no, Peter really didn't. And Jesus says, "Well, we don't want him getting angry, so I'm going to tell you where to get the money." Peter hadn't even told him anything, but see, he knew already. And so he says, "Here's what you're going to do. I want you to grab your fishing pole." And look, Grandma Goodie got herself a fishing pole. You see this fishing pole I got here? I like it a lot because right there, it's got little Anna and Elsa from Frozen. And I like those girls. Anyway, he said, you're going to take your fishing pole and you're going to go and you're going to drop your line into the lake. And the very first fish that you reel in, open that fish's mouth. And you will find in the fish's mouth one coin, and that coin will be the exact amount to pay my taxes and to pay your taxes. And that's where the story ends. Now, that's kind of a surprising way to get money, isn't it? Now, the story wouldn't be in the Bible unless it happened the way Jesus said it was going to happen. So I'm sure that Peter went and threw in his line and pulled up a fish and opened it up and pulled out a coin. But what you can do that's kind of fun when story, stop right before the ending. Close your eyes and just imagine, picture it for yourself. And then you can kind of see how it is in your own imagination, and that's fun to do. But for now, I want to show you where you can find this story in the Holy Bible. So you want to start here. You're going to look in the New Testament, and the name of the book is Matthew, and the chapter is chapter 17, and the verses are 24 through 27. And if you're using the secret code, it's MAT, and then the number 17, and the 2 dots, 24 through 27. And you remember, kiddo, Grandma Goodie loves you, but God loves you more. So when you have a problem, you just feel free to ask Him for whatever you need.